how many pictures are you gonna take with it? Don't be that one girl that's taking the pic with the
Oh,
same bag. Like, you can't do that either. So, what was the worst first date both of you guys have been on?
Damn.
It's like, if you're coming to talk to me, I have all my shit together. Like, what do I... Like, I can't be talking to you, you don't have a car. Like, okay, the height thing, like, yeah, everybody wants a tall guy, right? But it's like, I'm not going to not talk to somebody who could be a really good partner just because he's not tall. 6'1".
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I wouldn't want someone shorter than me. Like, I don't want to be like, hey, baby, come on, let's go for a walk.
Yeah,
you know, like in a little headlock. Like, nah, that's not going to work for me either, but...
Walk them.
Come on, baby, like, we go for a walk. Like, what the hell?
Straight up.
If I find a man attractive,
like if he's attractive enough, like he could have a little like liquor on his breath, like you'll be like, all right.
Listen, I'm gonna talk to you.
You know what? Yeah,
I'm gonna talk to you. I'm telling you right now. I might even go up to you myself, like, do you got a girl?
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
no.
Yeah. I guess.
I'm not gonna miss my opportunity. You know what I mean? Like,
If I have to wait a week for you to make an appointment to fix a car battery, when you could just go to I could just go to YouTube real quick and go to Walmart and install that shit. Like, what? That's the thing with me. True. I like things done, like, expeditiously. And I don't...
Expeditiously.
And I don't like that you would have to make an appointment to get something fixed when you could just do it. You were built for that. Your body's built for that. Be a man.
This episode of the Smooth Podcast is brought to you by Rhode Island's #1 black realtor, Sam Albert. Sam Albert has helped several people I personally know buy and sell their homes, including myself. I bought my first multifamily property from Sam Albert. We all know how difficult it is to buy a property right now, and it's almost impossible to get an offer accepted. That's why it's super important to work with a realtor that not only has the experience, but one that also has a number of listings that you can see before they hit the market. If you already own a home and you're just looking to take advantage of these historically high prices and sell your property, then Sam Albert can also help you with that. He can get you the highest price for your home while making it a smooth and easy process. So if you're looking to buy or sell a property in Rhode Island, you need to reach out to Sam at 401-856-9660. You can also find him on Instagram at Samuel.Albert. That's at SAMUELL.ALBERT. Enjoy the show. What's going on, everyone? Welcome to another episode of the Smooth Podcast. I am your host, Ray L. Here to the left of me, I have two individuals who have an amazing podcast. Podcast I want to highlight, want to kind of give a little bit extra oomph for everyone that's looking for podcasts that are informative, entertaining, witty, funny. If the two next to me want to introduce themselves.
This is Sara.
And this is Ginny.
You already know.
And
we have Too Many Opinions podcast.
Yep.
Which is a great name. I also like the logo, how like it incorporates both your faces, but like differently. I thought that was pretty fly as well. I definitely watched probably, I would say I'm like 5 episodes in. I definitely like it. I think it gives a good kind of perspective. And one thing I like about both of you guys is you guys definitely take the narrative of women being in control of their life. Like, even when life knocks you down, like it's on them to kind of pick themselves up and not to rely on... never mind guys, just like anyone in general. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I don't know what podcast it was, but I believe it was G was like, you know, I realized that it's on me to pick myself up. Like, I can't, like who really cares at the end of the day? It was something real like that. And I in my head, I was like, oh, but like people care. But I got 100% what she was saying, because at the end of the day, like whether you're doing good, whether you're doing bad, you have to rely on yourself.
You have to.
It's
definitely so important. Do. You think too that like people are gonna be there for you, but when push comes to shove, it's only you and Jesus. For me.
No, it's true. You and Jesus. I mean, there's some people you can count on in life, whether it be family or a best friend, whatever. But as far as like looking yourself in the mirror, at the end of the day, the only person who got you is you. Yeah. And if it's not like, obviously you can have a partner, you can be successful in that relationship, whatever, but that goes left, you're still just looking at yourself in the mirror. You know?
Yeah.
So it's like you have to really be able to pick yourself up and just learn how to refocus. And it's not always easy to get to that place where you're just like, okay, let's do this shit. Like there may be a couple days, weeks where you're just like, nah, I can't do this.
Right.
And people can be there for you, but there's only so much people can do for you. Then after that, then what?
Yeah.
So.
But I definitely just appreciate that narrative because, like, not only women, but just, like, humans in general, like, really kind of have to, like, look in and, like, understand that, one, you're in your position for a reason, and two, like, if you want better out of your position, it's 100% on you. So I like that a lot. I just want to kind of like start off with that. First and foremost, can we just get like a quick introduction on where you guys were born, raised, what high school you guys went to?
Of course, yeah. So I'm Sara. I'm Portuguese. I was raised in Seekonk, right on the border of East Providence. I went to Seekonk High. I grew up in Seekonk pretty much my whole life.
Yep.
And I turned 18, met Ginny, and then I've been sort of hanging around, living, experiencing life differently. I felt like where I was from was a very different environment from what I was exposed to when I came to like chill with Ginny and everything. So that was really cool. But now, fast forward, here we are. I work full time. I work in the academia field. I work part time as a litigation paralegal, and then we have our podcast.
Mm-hmm. So I'm Ginny. So I'm Dominican. I was born in DR, but I came when I was 2. So I'm from Providence, Southside Providence. I'm an investigator for the state.
Oh wow.
I had this podcast. I know Sara since forever.
Yeah.
I moved back from Cali like 2 years ago. I lived in Cali for 6 years, and I've just been hustling out here.
Gotcha. Now, being an investigator for the state, when men hear that, like, how do they feel about that?
Well, the first thing I hear is you're the ops. It's like, all right, I have nothing to do with the Providence Police Department. I just investigate discrimination, so.
Oh, okay.
It's not that deep. I'm not a cop, I promise.
Gotcha. And now, coming up with the podcast, what made you guys kind of decide to join forces on that?
That's a great question. So we had not an original podcast. We had a podcast that we had with like a group of our girlfriends.
2 more.
And that was something that was more of like a fun, loving, spirited kind of thing. And Ginny and I had a conversation one day and we're like, you taking this serious? Like, yeah. I was like, yeah. I'm like, all right, let's get to it. And we've been busy since.
It was more like a hobby for the other girls, which no shade there. I love them to death.
Same.
And we wanted to take it more as a business and serious. And so that's how we got together.
A lot of people don't understand how much money, time, and effort a podcast
Please say that again.
Say it again one more time.
Jesus,
they think it's you go on a mic, you talk, end clip, and that's it.
Yeah.
But there's so many podcasts out there. There's so much like different information out there. To find your niche and to like really stand out as a podcaster is very, very hard.
It's so hard.
Very, very hard.
It's so hard. And it's not even just like recording and sitting down, finding your niche. It's editing. It's finding the clips. It's figuring out what's going to hit. There's a lot of work.
And you have like your full-time job, your responsibilities. You have to stop everything. Like sometimes we can't have fun because we have to film or it's always something. So it's a lot. It's a real job. It's
not
crazy.
To be
Yeah.
Now, you talked about taking it seriously. Did you guys want to take it seriously when you had the group of 4, or was it a growing interest that you were like, oh, like maybe we should take it serious now, or was that the plan from jump?
No, that was the plan from the jump.
Oh, okay.
We had contracts and everything, but
when reality sets in and it's a matter of figuring out, like learning, because we're self-taught. We do all the editing, we do all the producing. Jeannie luckily came in. She had like a YouTube channel, you know what I mean? So she had more experience in the editing part.
Gotcha.
So when I saw that, I'm like, listen, I can't help you right now, but if you teach me, I'm willing to learn. Like if you teach me, put me on and we'll do this together.
Right.
So then we kept telling the girls like, oh, let's all go learn. Let's edit together. Everybody bring your computers, that kind of thing. And then
it was always an excuse. I was already like, I want to say 7 or 8 episodes in just editing by myself. And I'm like, yo, I have a job. Like I can't just do this. So it was just too much.
Yeah. I leave all my editing to that guy right there. Thank God he's part of me. Yeah, thank God. I would not be able to find the time to do that myself.
It's crazy.
What I will say is, when I first started this podcast, obviously a question of mine was like, oh, like, who should I have with me? Or like, should I have other hosts? And like learning and seeing other podcasts like kind of like go on and like maybe like not do as well, or like they do 5 episodes and then stop. I think a big reason for that is like you have to align your schedule so much and really hope that your state of mind is the same as theirs, or else it's really not gonna work.
You're absolutely right. There's been trying times,
especially this. We are on season 3. We just finished season 3, and there's been times with me and Sara. I really was like, there was a time that I was like, I'm not going, and she's like, you're unprofessional. You gotta come, and I'm like, fuck, right? Like it's crazy. Like it gets because there's sometimes I can't, or sometimes I'm late, or sometimes she can't. Yeah. She has a baby, you know what I mean? So like we have to. It's crazy.
And there has to be like flexibility, and you have to be willing to make sacrifices. If she's sacrificing next time, I'm sacrificing. Like one of us, there has to be the give and the take. And that's one thing about us. We've always been on the same page. Like we're gonna get to this money one way or the other. We're chasing this bag together.
Sometimes I've gone to sleep at 3 a.m. editing because I'm so like I have so much things to do. But the show must go on. Like we just have to.
So, to be transparent, I am a little bit scared right now. We were supposed to do this podcast, but then there was like a crazy tornado thing going on. Then we supposed to do the podcast today, and it's like a monsoon outside. They came in all black. Like, I don't know if this is a sign, but like I know something's going on with these two. We'll see if we can crack the case. How
this was not coordinated at all.
When it comes with your podcast, how do you guys measure if it will end up being a successful podcast or not?
Wow, that's a great question. I think a lot of our podcast episodes are based off relatability, comments that our followers leave us. We have a really large following, especially on TikTok, and then our like regular subscribers who be tuning in, and they leave us constant feedback where it's relatable. And when those relatable topics hit, Jeannie and I are like, okay, we need to talk about this again or in more detail or something along these lines so we can continue to hit home to the people who are listening to us because they feel it.
But it's tough because then like something will hit on like us saying something negative about men, and it's like that's all they want to see now, and it's like
and that's tiring too
because you know what I mean, like how much more times am I gonna say I'm not gonna serve my boyfriend? I'm tired of saying that. Like that's what I said. I said so it's tough, but
okay. Now if you had a choice whether to work on your podcast full time versus doing your prospective careers full time, and like you had to cut one, what would it be?
The podcast.
Are we getting paid for both? Like, the podcast all day.
Without a doubt.
So now,
love it.
So now, all right. So I'm asking this because I'm going through the same thing with a lot of different things, obviously, but like, there's an interesting notion of like, okay, you got this going on, you got 4 different things going on, right? And if someone were to come up to you and be like, hey, like, if I were to take away 3 of the other things, do you think you can make that one thing exponentially grow? And the obvious answer is yes, of course. I would have all this free time to give to this one thing. But then, like, comes, like, then why don't you?
Because there's bills to be paid. And I feel like, I'll speak for myself. Right now, I'm not in a position to just use the money from our podcast to support me, myself, you know what I mean? Like, we have a house, the bills need to be paid.
Correct.
So until that time comes where the money for me is reflecting like the same level of like what I have for my day job, then I would be able to take that step back and be like, okay, it's our time to shine for real. Like, this is the life we've been working for.
Yeah, I live by myself too, and so like my bills ain't cheap. So it's tough. But I have faith that it's gonna happen for us soon.
For sure. 1000%.
I just feel like we sometimes we just record and go, and this time for our new season that's coming up, we're trying to do things differently and just have more people involved and stuff. So like just to see where we have to change things to be able to grow like quicker, because there's a million podcasts. We're trying to, you know what I mean? Right. You got to find the difference of
right.
Make it stand out.
Another question of mine. So some podcasts do this, some podcasts don't. So I want to get your opinion. Why seasons and why not just like number whatever in continuous numbers?
Because you burn out.
That's why
you need at least a week or. We used to take like a month of just like, all right, I don't want to see anything to do with podcasts or topics. Okay. But because we throw two episodes a week. Yeah,
so we were recording, editing 2 episodes a week between the two of us. She does one, I do.
That's a lot.
It's a lot. It's a lot. So then doing that, coming up with topics, having these conversations, being in the studio 3-4 hours. 4 is like a max, but 3 hours almost minimum after work or at 8 o'clock at night till almost midnight. And then we have to go home. We have to edit. We have to get the
And not only that, but it's like, see how you just turned everything on and it was smooth sailing? It's just us. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, it's always a troubleshooting. Something's not working. The light is making me look orange. Or it's that alone takes an hour and a half.
Yeah.
It's never sweet. Like, you know what I mean? So it's
coming though. That time will come when we'll just be able to press the record and go.
You know? So
that's what's up. Now, individually, you guys can go one by one to answer these questions. Who is your biggest inspiration, whether it be in life or in podcast land?
Oh, that's a tough one.
I wasn't ready for that. My biggest inspiration. I don't know. I have to think about it.
I think for me, my mom. Like, I really, really, really want to see... Well, my parents, but specifically my mom. I want to do everything for my mom. Like, I don't want her to work anymore. So that's probably what drives me and inspires me the most. And me and myself. I inspire my goddamn self. You know what's so
crazy? I was literally just thinking that. I'm like, and I don't want it to sound like the wrong way, but I feel like I'm my biggest inspiration. I work... like, I look at myself in the mirror, and there's a lot of people who unfortunately are either not privileged enough or don't know how to have the work ethic that I have to work, to provide, to be everything in one. And it's like, who can inspire me? In my eyes, like, nobody can, because I sit here and I literally do it all. From the moment that I wake up until the moment I go to bed, it's just everything's on me and my shoulders. So I'm my biggest inspiration.
To add on that, and this might be a cool way of looking at it. I often think about that always too. Like, the battery in my back, I know not everyone has, but then it's like, would you want to live any other way? So like, when stuff gets hard and everything seems to be like piled on, it's like, yeah, Ray, but like, would you want to live oppositely? And it's like, no, I wouldn't. So then it's almost like a refresh, and it's like, all right, let's get it. You know what I mean? Right. So
I don't know how to relax though. I'm the same way as Sarah. I do everything, and if I don't know how to do it, I'm gonna teach myself how to do it, because I don't like to rely on anyone at all. Like, I don't want, like, let's say I need something. I don't want to have to, like, for you to tell me tomorrow. And it's like, I need it now. You know what I'm saying? So I try to learn how to do everything on my own. So yeah, that's, I'm my own goddamn inspiration.
Amen. No, it's true.
And I love to better myself. I know that every single day I got to be better and better and better. So.
That's what's up. If you could live in any city, what city would it be and why?
New York.
I love New York. Been there, done that. New York was so much fun, but I probably wouldn't live there again. It's too fast-paced now for an everyday environment for me. I feel like I would probably go to like Houston. I feel like, let's get it. I feel like the housing market is good. I could get a mansion for like $300.
Mansion.
A mansion, like in-ground pool. Like, what? I need the whole thing.
Houston is ridiculous.
That's what I'm saying.
I had like this weird tie with Houston. I had never been, but I was like, yo, I feel like I belong in Houston. I went this past summer, and it was just like everything
fire.
I thought.
That's so fire.
It was the only thing. The traffic does suck and like things like that, but like, man, it was dope.
But the house is right. Like, I just feel like the environment, it being hot, and just that's where I need to be. Yeah,
my perfect life is gonna be like living in Houston, but in the summertime popping back up here. I feel like that's the perfect life. I feel like
Brody, it has a special place.
To me, it'd be New York with money. Not New York broke.
Okay, obviously. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because that New York broke is a different situation, but probably LA too. I loved LA, but again, you have to have money.
Yeah.
Like real money.
Right.
There, so
no, it's different for sure.
And the same thing, I always pictured my life like going to LA when it's the winter here and coming back when it's the summer here. So
banging.
That'd be the perfect.
Now, individually answering again, what is your most regretful purchase?
Most regretful purchase. I'd probably say my designer bags. Because even though I love them and I love how it made me feel in that moment, I dropped like $2,000 on a pocketbook. And I sit there and I look at it and I'm like, okay, this is cute. You know what I mean? Like, you look good, girl. But what could we have done with that money? Like, I could have invested this. I could have invested into the business. I could have, I don't know, gone on vacation. And I'm over here dropping money on a bag. So, young ladies.
Yeah. A funny thing about that. So, I've been with my fiance for 7 years. Wow. And I want to say year 1.5, maybe 2. It was like Valentine's Day or a birthday or something, and I was able to afford like a Tory Burch bag. I love Tory Burch like as a brand. I think that brand's like super dope. So it was like this like all gold like Tory Burch bag, and like it was fire, you know. Fast forward to like year 6, I see that like she hasn't like been wearing it or whatever, and then like she wants to like sell it, and I had to like explain to her. I was like, yo, like you're not like, one, like that is out. You ain't selling it. I was like, 2, like I can get you like all like the Louis bags and stuff now, but back then, like when I had like less money, like that Tory Burch, like I had to put that on like a credit card, like pay that off, like like that hit different. You know what I'm saying?
So that got the sentimental value for you.
But besides that, the bags are just bags. You get what I'm saying? Really, like that bag symbolized to me like when I was on the come up, like I'm still on the come up, but when I was really on the come up and like had to put on a credit card, had to like pay it off month by month. You know what I mean? So that's what the symbol was.
But I feel like the symbol that you're talking about just goes to show like how invested you were to make your girl happy. You know what I mean? Like you were willing to make the sacrifice to put it on your credit card with no hesitation, knowing that it was going to make her happy to do that. And I feel like that needs to be spoken about because a lot of men don't care. They don't care. They don't recognize it. They're like, oh, I'm not going broke for her or whatever. And it's like, but you know what I mean? Like you really took the time and you're like, nah, I'm gonna get this for her. She deserves it. But now, like you said, you can afford the Louis, the Gucci, whatever. And it's like, it's the vibe.
But like you said, like bags and stuff like that, it's good in the moment. But then please believe you're gonna want another one next year. So the one you got last year, it's like whatever, unless there's an emotional attachment.
It's like instant gratification. 5 minutes and then you're like,
literally throw the bag on the floor. Like, nah, I'm not spending money. Like
Never mind like Instagram and stuff, because how many pictures are you gonna take with it? Don't be that one girl that's taking the pic with the same bag. Like you can't do that either. So you know, the lifespan of bags nowadays is slim. Yeah, it's very slim.
I'm gonna wear my bag though. I'm not rich. With me, I don't regret any purchases.
Really?
Because if I wanted it, and it made me happy in the moment. That's it. The money's gone. I don't think about it.
You don't think about it.
That's it.
Fair enough.
Thinking about them dollars flying back in my pocket, but they don't.
Fair enough.
It's you want to know what? All the money that I waste on food. That's probably the biggest regret. Which in the moment it made me happy, but then it's like that's it.
That was it.
$50 down the drain.
What's your like number one go to when you're spending money on food?
Spanish.
Like which one?
Lunchbox. I'm always at fucking Lunchbox.
Mondays with the sancocho?
The soup, the chicken soup. The sancocho, not a lot of Dominicans make it good, so I don't trust. But the chicken soup is fire.
Yeah. R.I.P. to La Roca. I saw that. Like,
my God. I went there the other day.
La Roca was like my favorite, though. I ain't gonna hold you. Like, La Roca was my favorite.
And they became trash. And then they give you a little bit of food. It's like, what are you doing? Dominicans eat a lot. It's like you're giving me one scoop of rice.
Yeah, they definitely changed up.
I was down with La Roca when they had like the bars on the windows, and it was that was
the food was the best. Yes, that's like, that shit was amazing.
Yeah, give me some struggling vibes with like my chicharrones.
Right up my
alley. If you could have, speaking of food, if you could have lunch with anyone, who would it be and why?
Kim Kardashian. I love that woman. I don't care what no one has to say about her. Like, I love her. She's just. I feel like having a conversation one-on-one with that woman will just elevate you to the next. I mean, if you're seen with her, you're good.
Was she the first? Like we like to call people influencers now. Was she like the first social media influencer?
To me, I don't really. There's nobody.
Arguably, probably.
I feel but when I think of social media influencer that really came out and it was like girls getting popular on the internet, I think of Brittany Renner. She was just like shaking all ass everywhere, and it was like
I kind of just found out about her not too long
ago. For real? Oh no, that was like one of the first girls that I was like, oh shit, this girl's getting popular for showing ass, and I just felt like it was just
on there. Yeah.
Who would I have lunch with? I'd probably say my first guy is like Cardi B because she's just so funny, and it's like she's raw. She came from the gutter. Like I need to hear. Because she has a different kind of motivation. All odds were bet against her. You know what I mean? It was like she just kept grinding and grinding and grinding and grinding. Now look, right? So it's like I need to talk to her. Like, damn sis.
Or Gary V.
Oh, that's my guy too. I fuck with him. Yeah.
good. But I feel like with Kim, it's smart because it's like you are seen with her and now you're a person all of a sudden.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, you definitely got to hit someone up like, yo, take that picture.
Yeah.
No bullshit.
That's it. You're going to have like 10,000 in a day. So it's crazy.
Yeah. Now, speaking about lunch, what was the worst first date both of you guys have been on?
Damn,
obviously, you don't have to say the guy's name, but what was the worst first date that you guys been on?
I think it was. This is crazy. I got taken to Ruth Chris.
Okay.
It was a nice date, very nice guy, but there was just no convo. It was very quiet, and I'm just there like. And I would ask him something, he'll answer, and then that would be
like real short.
Yeah, and I'll be like, okay. That was probably the worst one for me, for sure.
I don't even know. I don't even fucking know.
Hopefully he doesn't see this.
I would say, damn.
Have they all been good?
No, that's what I'm saying. Has it been that many or that few?
That few. I just feel like.
Okay.
If they all been good, then they all been good.
I feel like the dates were fine, just the people, like the energies and like, you know what I mean? Like I didn't have a first date where it's like, oh my God, that was a horrible experience. Like bring me home. But I just felt like, oh man, there was no chemistry.
Yeah.
Like thank you, but no thank you. Like we're cool.
Okay. For a first date, if guys don't want to be remembered as the worst first date, what do you think are some things that is kind of mandatory for a first date? Like what a guy should be doing.
We have two totally different aspects. You go first, and then I'm gonna go.
With me, I hate a guy that's predictable. I can't stand that. Like if I know what's gonna happen next, that's boring to me. So if you come out the woodworks with some crazy, I don't know, even a question that you ask me, like, would be amazing. So like keep me like interested because it's like social media. Yeah.
So it's like spontaneous kind of.
Yeah, I need something that's like different because I've seen it all. It's over. It's boring already.
Okay, so for me, I can't wait to answer. For me, I feel like a perfect first date, like flowers, automatically, and you have to like be standing outside the car. You gotta open the door for me. You see, I love it. I'm like, yes, treat me like a princess. Open the door for me, and then if I get inside and the flowers are there, I'm like, damn, okay, I'm getting the princess treatment I deserve. Like, okay, this is it. And then it has to have like the good like conversation. Like if we're not able to have a good conversation, like hold the conversation throughout, like not even just like the car ride, but through dinner, it's not gonna work. Like, that first date conversation is so like important for the rest of the whatever it's going to be.
Yeah. And now what's mandatory for a woman to come off, you know, as someone who the guy would want a second date with?
You tell us.
I think a woman that's transparent, like this is what I want, offer it. I'm not gonna sit here and play games. You know what I mean? If you're looking to take me out to eat and a quick fuck or whatever, then I'm not the girl for you. You know what I mean? This is what I want. I'm gonna lay the law. This is me. This is who I am. Quickly. I feel like it's important. Because girls like don't lay that law quickly and then all of a sudden they're like, oh, he treated me like, well, did you ask him if this is what he wanted? You know what I mean? Like you have to be upfront.
Yeah, I feel now in the dating scene, like you have to have that conversation even before the first date.
Yeah.
Like, what are you looking for? Like, if you're not looking for a relationship, like I'm really not the person you need to be talking to. Like, I have so much shit on my plate. Like, I don't have time for these little kid games. Like, pick me up. Like, let's go here. Like, no, we're not doing that.
We can take each other out to eat. In that case,
yeah.
What would you say though for women? What, like, I know obviously you're engaged. But...
I think more of it. Well, it depends what the guy wants. First off, right? But I do feel like I don't know. Like today's world's so wild that if a guy does take you out to like a respectable place, like this is gonna sound weird, but in my belief, he is taking you somewhat seriously.
Okay.
Because there's so much going on nowadays where it's like that's not happening. That like if people are gonna see you guys out in public, that is something.
Okay.
Is that fair?
I feel like kind of a little bit.
I think he means like nowadays. If it was back in the day.
No, right now. No, I'm saying right now.
Nowadays, because guys don't even.
Yeah, I'm saying nowadays.
Yeah. It's like. Instagram
that's why even when you said like if you're taking out on a date, and I'm like, what even is that?
Yeah.
What does that mean?
Yeah, but what I will say is probably an expensive first date, I don't think I would do that. I wouldn't do like the Ruth Chris first date. I would have like a kind of really even keel first date just to see if that alone was like off-putting to the woman. Because if that's off-putting, then it's like, all right, like, nah.
We already know.
So for me, I feel like it has to be like the happy medium. Like not the cheapest of the cheap, and it doesn't have to be the most expensive, but something that you've put like thought into, like it's a decent place, the food's good, maybe the vibe, like the feng shui is dope. Like you walk in, it's like, oh, this is cute. The lights are dim. Like I feel like that kind of vibe is definitely suitable for a first date. Like it doesn't have to be the...
Because then if you take her... I'm not going to say McDonald's because we're going to take someone to McDonald's. But something cheap, I could already tell a lot by the guy that way too, you know? Like, all right, what is this? Like, are you going to even take me serious? Like...
And now, so there's a big thing going on in YouTube land of asking women who their perfect guy is. And the woman says, oh, 6 foot, 6 figures, all these different things. And then, they just get slammed of facts and like, oh, well, you're speaking about 2% of men and stuff like that. For me, I never had an issue with it because why would you want to aim low anyway? Like say if I said, if I was single and I said, my perfect whatever, and someone came back to me and was like, oh, that's 1% of women. It's like, all right,
and that's what I want.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, so I never like fault any of the women for that. However, when you guys see it or when you guys like listen to it, do you guys get like, oh, like maybe, like, you guys are seeing what the field's like, so like the statistics probably aren't that off or wrong. So what does that do with time and with like trying to find a mate? Is it like, are there certain aspects that you've seen yourself have to lower because of that's just what the field is presenting you? Or are you like strict, where you're like, since day one, it's been, he has to have this, and if it's not that, I'm cool.
So for me, my perspective on that has changed a lot because I used to be like, okay, like I'm more of a person like, oh, I'll help you build you up. If you don't have everything, like I'll help put you on. You know what I mean? Like I'll be that helping hand. But now at this age that we're in, like you have to come correct. Like if you're coming to talk to me, I have all my shit together. Like like I can't be talking to you. You don't have a car. Like, okay, the height thing, like, yeah, everybody wants a tall guy, right? But it's like, I'm not going to not talk to somebody who could be a really good partner just because he's not tall. 6'1". You know what I mean? Yeah. I wouldn't want someone shorter than me. Like I don't want to be like, hey baby, come on, let's go for a walk. Yeah, you know, like in a little headlock. Like that's not gonna work for me either. But
walk him.
Come on, baby, like we go for a walk. Like what the hell?
I'm tall, so I have no choice but to like want a guy that's 6 feet and beyond.
Yeah.
I'm not for building up a guy either anymore. I feel like I've done that and it's taken me nowhere. So to me, I think the most important thing would be like the communication besides the looks. Because if you don't even look good for me to look at, I don't even care if you can communicate or not. Yeah. Like it's shallow, but it's the truth. Like you could be the best communicator, but if you're not,
you see, like I feel like I wish I could be like that, but I'm big on personality too. So it's like if you can make me laugh, like even if you're a little medium ugly, I'll be like, oh.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not asking for Michael B. Jordan.
Right.
I mean, I am, but you know what I'm saying? Like, but you gotta be somewhere.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah.
What I think is a lost art, and this is on both ends, is kind of like what you said before, but like identifying, because I think let me just like say this, and this isn't like no like red pill stuff or anything, but I do believe that the man has to be like the head of the household. Like that's something I believe in. With that being said, like I think that if women identify true potential, like not BS potential, but like true potential in an individual, and then that individual recognizes that this person is pouring into them, and then it becomes that, I think those are the best relationships.
In a perfect world, yes. I mean, from experience, you can fill into somebody's cup, give them, like, pour so much. But if they're not willing to help themselves, just like when they look in the mirror, if they're not like, okay, my girl right here has given up X, Y, and Z. She has, gone to the very lowest to help me build me up here or help me get a new job or let me know that she's going to support me. She has food ready when I come home. Like, she literally does everything. But they're just so comfortable with everything just being cool that it's like, why is there a need to be better? So that's why I sort of have that position where it's like, at this age, when I was younger, maybe, 22, 23, 24, 25, I'd definitely be about building somebody up. But I can't build up another grown man right now. You know what I mean? I'm not expecting you to be perfect, but at the same time, I'm expecting...
That's true. There's a timeline piece of it.
Right? Like,
I agree.
You have to be mature enough to know. Like,
and women are on a biological clock.
Yeah.
Men can change their minds a million times, and it's all right. We don't have that luxury. Right. Especially after you turn 30, like, you're not wanted the same anymore. You know, you're not young. You're getting older. Like, we have a lot of pressure as women. So it's very different. Definitely. So for me to sit there and, like, I'm sorry, like a bum to build up, I'm not doing that. I don't have time. I don't, even if I, like, loved you, I don't have the time anymore.
Right. What do you guys prefer? Do you guys prefer someone random coming up to you in person, or do you prefer, you know, either a dating app or Instagram where you guys are following and he sends like not a thirsty DM, but just like a nice kind of like, hey, what's up DM? What do you guys prefer?
I'm definitely in person. Like, if you catch me outside and you come up to me and you start, I'm automatically going to be shy. Like, I'm going to blush. Like, I'm going to be like, oh man, you're really trying to talk to me right now. But I'm gonna love that moment, because it's like, damn, it took a lot for you to come up to me. Because sometimes I get the feeling like people, like, I have that resting bitch face. In reality, I'm like the nicest person ever. I'm like, no, come. But then that happens. I'm like, all right, this is cute. Like,
so I mean, just for like a little pushback, if a guy is interested and you're giving him that shy vibe, he's gonna think she's probably not into me because she's like kind of being off-putting.
I mean, you can't always judge a book by the cover, though. So if you're coming up, you gotta have like a little bit of the conversation, right?
Okay.
So, you know, don't judge the book by the cover.
Okay.
I think in person too. I feel like there's just no way. I mean, there is ways, but it's harder to take a guy serious through DM. It's just something about DMs.
Like, how many other DMs are you in?
Yeah, like, like, I don't know.
How many other girls are you doing this to? There's like, come on.
I'm not saying I'm opposed to it, but I don't know how I feel. If I'm not going to take you serious, really, like that.
Yeah, it's interesting because I was talking to a few other people, and it's gotten almost like people are so engulfed with their phones that human interaction, like whether you be outside or stuff like that, is like becoming minimal. Like before, we used to like chat all the time outside. Now a lot of people are on their phones half the time, in their selective clicks, and like that's like it, right? Yeah. So it's almost become opposite, where going up to somebody in person is viewed as being a little bit strange rather than sending them a DM.
That's so weird to me.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not.
That's so weird.
It depends too, because the way you come up to a girl says a lot too. You can't come up all sloppy, drunk, high, and
agreed.
Yeah, like it depends.
Agreed.
I don't know. It just depends, because some guys just be coming off as
well,
thirsty.
It's funny because you say that, but that's where individuals have the most confidence. So that would correlate with
I know.
that.
I feel like it depends. If you come off like kind of thirsty, sloppy, I don't know. Because you could be feeling nice and come up to a girl in a nice...
So I have pushback with that as well. I think it's just if you guys find him attractive or not. Straight up.
Listen, if I find a man attractive,
like if he's attractive enough, like he could have a little like liquor on his breath, like you'll be like, all right.
Listen, I'm gonna talk to you.
You know what? Yeah,
I'm gonna talk to you. I'm telling you right now. I might even go up to you myself, like, do you got a girl? Yeah. Like, you know what I mean? Like, no.
Yeah. I guess.
I'm definitely. I'm not gonna miss my opportunity. You know what I mean? Like, absolutely not.
Now as we, you know, we're all in our 30s. I hate to give you guys ages out, but we're all in our 30s. You know, the BM, is that something that you guys are like, all right, I'm just gonna have to live with that because of my age, or do you guys still seeking someone without a BM?
I don't have kids, so I don't want anyone with kids. And I don't want to have to deal with none of that. If I had kids, it'd be different, but I don't have them, so...
I agree from Ginny's perspective. That's how I used to think. But I do have a son, so I actually prefer to date someone with kids because they have a better understanding of what it's like to be a parent. Now, I say this very like clear and transparent. If I see, like, if I'm starting to talk to a guy and they're not there for their kid, or they only see their kid a couple of hours a week, I'm like, absolutely not. There's no way that you're going to come into my life with my son and then
you don't even take
care of your own kid, and then you're going to what? Absolutely not.
So is that more of a turnoff than him paying to get stuff fixed around the house?
Yes, that is the biggest turnoff that could ever happen?
Okay, so let's get to it. So I was looking at their podcast, and they had an episode about sassy men, and I was fully indulged in it because it's become a topic where men can't do anything. Men can't, be around their guy friends a lot of the times. Guys can't, smoke hookah. Guys can't, I don't know, eat hot dogs. Like, whatever the case is, there's just like a long list now of things guys just can't do. And so one of the things that stuck out to me is, I don't know if it was yard work or if it was stuff around the house, or maybe both. I don't know. But they said that they both said, or both agreed that it was a turnoff if a guy pays someone else to fix things around the house.
Yes.
Do you guys want to further explain that?
I'm going to start. Absolutely.
Please start.
So, yard work, absolutely. Like, I understand it. If we were in a position where we both
wait, absolutely, it's a turnoff if they pay to have someone else do it.
Absolutely,
okay.
It's a turnoff. Unless we're rich. If we're rich and you want to pay somebody, like, okay, let's be inside, let's sip some mimosas and watch the guys cut the grass. If we're not rich and we're going to put money in somebody's pocket that the job could be done, I know how to do it. Like, literally cut the grass, weed whack, I literally do it all, right? So if I'm with a man and he doesn't know how to cut the grass, or even start up a weed whacker, right? Like, you don't know how to prime I could never. My guy got 2 left thumbs. There's no way. There's no way. How could I?
It's not that I have a problem with guys paying for the service. It's the fact that why can't you do it? Like, my thing is, like, so I have to wait a week for you to make an appointment to fix a car battery? When you could just go to... I could just go to YouTube real quick and go to Walmart and install that shit. Like, what? That's the thing with me. True. I like things done, like, expeditiously. And I don't...
Expeditiously.
And I don't like that you would have to make an appointment to get something fixed when you could just do it. You were built for that. Your body's built for that. Be a man.
I just can't even imagine being with, like, a feminine guy who's just, like, he doesn't even know how to find a stud to hang up a picture.
Yeah.
Or he's trying to hang up the blinds and they're crooked.
Okay.
Like
everything's got to be, come on, like, because you're lazy, because you don't like to do it. Because I don't like to do a lot of things that I have to do.
And the issue that comes with this, as it being such a turnoff, is because they won't put the effort in to learn how to do it. But then they'll get on the game with their boys and they'll learn all those little trigger codes, right? Or they'll get out in the softball field, or they'll do literally whatever, and they'll know what to do then, or they'll know how to figure it out. Like, they'll take the time to figure it out.
If they were stagnant in everything, where they just pay everyone for everything, then fine. You know what I mean? But if you could like teach yourself how to do something, but you can't teach yourself how to do things that are, like, necessary around the house, that's a problem.
Yeah.
Because you know how to do it. You can learn how to do anything, but you just don't want to. There's a lot of things that women don't want to have to deal with, but we have to. We can't just pay people to do it for us. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, why can't you do the same?
Well, I guess that's, like, where it gets really tricky, is because you're kind of saying, like, if he's just getting into that lane, it's a turnoff. But if he's, like, high here and can kind of spread that across the board, it's not. So, but it's like one step leads to the other. So, like, I'll say straight up, like, I don't know. This I'm not even embarrassed by it. I don't care. I haven't cut my own grass in, like, 5 years, maybe. Like, 5 years.
But the question is...
Wait. I'm not even done yet. I have someone clean my house. I also... So, growing up, I did me and my father's laundry. And when I got enough money, I was like, yo, I'm never doing my own laundry again. Mm-hmm. So, either my fiance does it. If, she doesn't do it, then I'll pay for that. When it comes to, like, food, I'm at the office all day, so I'll pay for meal preps, things like that. However, it wasn't like I woke up one day and it was like, boom, I could take care of all this stuff. It was like, all right, like, the first summer, I got a little money. You know what? I don't feel like cutting the grass for the 23rd year of my life. Like, nah, like, I'm cool.
It's different, though. It's different. You want to know why? Because you're working. You know why? And it's very different. If let's say I'm with a guy, right, and he's busy working, like, and he got to pay people to do things around the house, that's different. But if you're just we're talking about men that are just at home doing nothing, playing video games and doing things that are
the bare minimum.
Yeah, and then they're going to pay someone to do it. It's like, bro, what do you...
And the other part is that you still know how to do it. Even though you pay somebody now, if push came to shove and you needed to do it and the means weren't there to pay somebody, you'd be able to show out for you and your fiance.
So it's funny because I asked my fiance after listening to it, I was like, do you think that's a term? She said yeah. She honestly said yeah. And I was like, oh, well, I guess like that just sucks for you.
Well, sometimes we want to see our man,
like, damn, like, I want to bring up my man some lemonade. You know what I mean? Like, damn, he's sweaty. Let me go outside. Like, bring him some lemonade.
Right.
Like, I'm going to be inside getting ready for you. Like, I'm primed now.
Yeah.
Right. But now if your man is working, like he's just busy and he's bringing, you know what I'm saying? Like, of course you can pay and get things done. But if you're just being a bum at home, and you got to call your boys, nah.
All right. So now, what's your guys' relationship status currently?
Single.
Okay. You guys meet a gentleman. You like everything about him. Things are progressing. It's time to decide whether you're going to live with him, whether he's going to live with you, whether you guys find a spot together. Mm-hmm. The payment of rent, how does that go?
Okay, so she just recently switched up, but I'm gonna let her go. With me,
why you look like you're in timeout right now?
I know what's
we always have this conversation, but with me, I like the 50-50. I'm starting to learn that that's a trauma response for me though, because I don't ever want a guy to be able to say, "Get the fuck out of my house." Like, I pay my bills too. You know what I'm saying? So that's why in my mind, everything's 50-50. It's not, I'm learning though that it's not right, because this is why I'm always in my masculine energy. I'm never soft. I'm always like a bro at this point, because you know what I'm saying? Like, I need, you know what but it's not healthy. You know, I'm physically and mentally drained because of it, but I don't know how to like not be 50-50.
But I feel like you should give yourself some grace on that, because like, I feel like in that specific instance, that's fair. I think that's fair. Like, especially like, living somewhere, you're signing a lease, stuff like that. Like, you don't want to like have one bad fight and then he has the capability to be like, get out. Yep. So I understand that.
Okay, so I gotta take a deep breath for this one. Okay, so my situation is different because I own my own home. So because of that, I would not see myself moving anybody into my home with me and my son. I would only live with somebody if we were on the verge of being life partners or fully committed to each other. At that point, I would either turn my house into a rental home and I would purchase a home with them. But if that didn't happen, and mind you, when I say purchase a home with them, I would expect my man to be the head of the household and the breadwinner, and I would contribute in all the other ways. Not that I don't have the money to pay the bills, but I think it gives the man a certain level of like masculinity of wanting to provide for his wife and his kids. And, so that's why I would leave that responsibility to him, so he can be in his masculine and he can grow and I can be there to support him. Yeah. With that being said, I would also be there to support like either other bills, or if he wants to do like investments, like my money will still be our money. It's not just my money is my money. You know what I mean? Even though you're paying the mortgage at that point, it's still my money's still our money. Just you're just taking care of the main bill. Mm-hmm. So.
I see. The reason why I see it differently too, also besides the trauma response, is I see a man as another human being, and so to me, it's like, if I get tired, I know they get tired. So imagine just having all that pressure of just being responsible for everything. You know what I'm saying? I feel like it takes the burden off the other person by splitting things 50-50. Now, I'm not talking about gifts and going out to eat, stuff like that, whatever. But I don't know. I just like the idea. I like the control too, I feel.
Mm-hmm. What do you guys think about like seasons of that though? Like what if your man was like in law school or something like that, and like you knew that like all his dollars were going to his law program, right? Would you 100% do it? And like under the kind of like inclination of like once he becomes a lawyer, he's gonna take care of everything.
So it's not an inclination. That conversation would have had to be had. Like, this is my life partner. I will support you going through law school. I will take care of the home. I will take care of the bills. I'll do that. Yeah. But once you get out, it's now my time to take the back seat. Yeah. And now it's my time to.
But you guys would be open to that.
Oh, if I was married, not if we were dating.
Well, yeah. Well,
because imagine
even like engaged.
Oh yeah, or engaged. But imagine you supporting a man and then he becomes a lawyer and he thinks he's hot shit and now he's gone. Yeah. And you just supported a whole career, and now you're back to square one. Nah,
there's no way.
Again, you got to be careful, ladies.
Yeah, get them
prenups.
Got to
be careful.
Get them prenups.
That's funny.
It's crazy.
That's funny.
But yes, I'd be.
So I have some questions. I kind of posted that I was gonna be asking random questions and getting a female's kind of response on it. And so these are all random questions from some of my followers. Okay. I'll stand on my questions, but none of these are my questions. Okay. So don't kill the messenger. First question. Why are y'all so masculine nowadays?
Because men are feminine.
If men stopped wanting to act like, excuse my term, I just feel like men right now want to be bad bitches so bad.
Explain that though.
Yes, please. Go ahead.
Okay. Guys right now are in the, well, what do you bring to the table? Well, okay, well, what are you going to contribute to me? And, well, are you going to take me out? Are you going to bring me on a date? Are you going to
propose? Are you going to get on one knee?
Like, and I'm like, what? I don't want to be with a man like that. If I have to be masculine for both of us, I want to be with a man that I can just drop everything and be feminine. Just, you take the lead. Yeah. You guide us to the finish line. I will support you. I will be your backbone. I will do whatever I can to make your dream for us be the vision. But men just want to be bad bitches so bad. They want to be taken care of. They want to be spoiled. And I think that all became because of social media. Mm-hmm. The fine guys started getting the attention, the likes. The girls were in the DMs. They were sending booty pics. They were, you know what I mean? They were getting all this extra attention. So it's like options become so available to men that they're like, oh, well, if she's not doing it. And girls will literally send men money now.
Because there is women that is killing it for the rest of us. Like, that will sit there and really, like, do all this for a guy.
So, yeah.
So, I have a theory, and, it's probably incorrect, but it's my podcast, so I get to say what I want.
Of course.
My theory is what happened was the amount of men that left their families, and now you're getting raised by mom. Because as a mom, I'm sure you can attest to this, what won't, under your capabilities, what won't you do for your kid? Right? So their first interactions with females is just take, ass, take, ass, take.
You're absolutely right.
Ass, take. And growing up, they get accustomed to that. The preschool teachers giving them lunch. Like, it's just, there's a lot of like systematic stuff going on, like subconsciously, that we don't even like realize is happening until it gets to a point where you're an adult and you're so used to the female race catering to you. That's just a way of life for you.
Yeah. And if you see your mom growing up doing it all, then you're going to grow up thinking that women are supposed to do it all.
Facts.
And see,
Facts.
Oh,
Facts.
My mom did it. Why can't you? Well,
Facts.
because I don't want. I don't want
have
to.
A son, and you know what I mean? I'm not looking to raise another man. Like, your mother should have raised you to be the man you are today, not be dependent on women.
Right. And I hate when men always say, you guys wanted equal rights, right? At the end of the day, life will never be 50-50. You guys can never give birth, no matter what happens. I don't care what no one got to say. True. If you're a woman, you're the one that gives birth. I can't trade that job. Nope. You know what I'm saying? So in life, nothing will ever be equal between a man and a woman.
Yep.
You're absolutely right.
I agree.
Me too. 100%. I don't have nothing to say. Absolutely.
Okay. Oh, this is somebody else's question, but I'll piggyback it. Why can't y'all say sorry when you know you did something wrong?
I can. I can. Listen, Ginny can too, but it takes her a couple of days.
It does take me a couple of days. The problem is that I don't speak to speak. I don't speak on my ass. Like, I literally like think about what the fuck I'm gonna say or do before I do it. So I don't ever think I'm wrong. So that's my problem. So that's probably why I don't apologize, because I don't think I'm wrong. Because I'm not most of the time.
But here's the thing. Like, there's 365 days in a year. Mm-hmm. Just out of pure percentage, we are bound to be wrong.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I feel like I'm wrong in the way I deliver things, but I'm not wrong with the facts.
Or your point of view, because I feel like someone's point of view can never be wrong. That's just how they see
things. I think sorry, I just touched the booth.
Okay.
I think it's an opinion thing, too. Like, it's true. It's what you're saying. Yeah. Like, it's my opinion. I don't think I'm wrong. And I'm not going to argue with you on yours, because it's yours.
Right. But as far as apologizing, I feel like I'm a good apologizer. In the moment, it might take me a second, but if I think back and I like really replay the situation, I'm like my bad. Like,
it's more the communication.
Yeah, like, and it won't even be like I will genuinely say I'm sorry. Like, I'm really sorry for.
Have you guys, like, whether it be with like a man or whatever? Have you guys known that like you like messed up or did something wrong, and instead of apologizing or saying sorry, you overcompensate in other ways?
I feel
like you're like, oh hi, like honey, like do you want this for dinner today? Yeah, like or and like you, because you're dead wrong over here, so you're kind of like.
I feel like if I was wrong enough.
Wrong enough. No, this is crazy.
If I was wrong enough, and I knew to the point where like we still haven't spoken about the conversation, I would make a nice dinner, and then at the dinner, I would have the conversation like, look, I'm sorry for either what I said or how I delivered this, like. It wasn't right. I won't speak to you like that again. Or, let's clear the air on whatever it is and then move forward from this. Mm-hmm. And let's not have it again. So not that I would overcompensate, but I would use it as a genuine act of like my apology. Like, okay, I took the time.
Okay.
I'm a huge communicator. So I'm going to communicate it. I'm just going to let it like maybe die down for a little bit, but then I'm going to go right to the problem. All right, maybe I shouldn't have said it this way, or I can see your point of view. You know what I'm saying? But I'm not going to reward you.
Yeah.
No.
Was that on both, or for both is just 5? All right. Okay. Why can't women decide what they want to eat?
We're tired of making decisions all day.
Mm-hmm. And you guys, and also you guys can't decide what to eat either.
For me, that's what it is. Like if this is my one moment where I don't have to think, and you're taking the load off me, just. I don't like mayo. I don't like mustard. If it doesn't have those 2 things in it, like, babe, just pick what it is that we're going to go.
It's different for me.
You know what I mean? Just pick what we're going to go, and I'm going to eat. I promise I'm going to eat whatever there is. Just plan something.
I eat out of craving, so that's why it's hard for me.
Mm.
But, you can't just pick anywhere. Oh, no. I'm going to be like, nah, keep marinating ideas until something sticks, because I don't know. It's just that I eat out of craving. That's all.
There's an epidemic of women who love to glamorize poor choices. Why is that?
That's not me, so I can't even answer that.
That's actually the complete opposite of what we talk about. We talk about like if you make a poor choice, because everybody does in life. Like you're growing.
Well, I guess not you, but like, why do you guys think women do that?
Oh, I think because I feel like women have been so hurt by men over time that women just don't give up. Damn no more. Women are just doing whatever. It's like a lot of like soulless women with no souls anymore, because it's just like whatever. Everything's whatever. Like I saw, what's her name? Like her name's Sukiana. Like they put her on a dog collar and they were walking her and she was okay with that. And it's like she probably got dogged out so much that she doesn't give a fuck no more. Can we swear on here? I don't even know.
No, but it's cool.
Oh, we don't even get there.
I'm letting y'all rock. It's cool. It's cool. Y'all good.
I think it's that, to be honest.
I don't know. To be honest, I feel like right now, today's social media, it just got to a point where you have like the Andrew Tates of the world and the podcasts that bring women on and just dog them out. So now they're at the point where they're just like, they don't care. Mm-hmm.
Well, I definitely thank you guys for coming on the pod today. It was a pleasure having you two. Please check them out. I'll have their YouTube link in the description. Sure. Lastly, for the people that want to start a podcast, what is just one key advice you can give them?
Consistency. Once you start, you got to just keep going. No matter if you have 1 listener, 20,000 listeners, you just have to keep going.
And it doesn't matter what equipment you have. You can do it. Once you set your mind to it, you can do it. You just have to be fully invested. Invest in yourself. Mm-hmm. Use your phone. Get a little mic. You can do it, but you have to be invested, not only in yourself, but in this whole adventure that you're about to go on.
Cool. Well, like I said, I appreciate you guys for coming. Y'all keep it smooth out there.
Bye.